Someone messaged me the other day saying Top George. Started laughing. Yeah, so again, hindsight's a wonderful thing. But if you're in that startup stage at the moment, I think it's important to think big but start small. So I've got this software that I use. It's $15,000 upfront. I didn't buy that day one, but I knew that I was going to buy it eventually. So I used Xero for a little while, and I used Excel spreadsheets, and I used a whole range of things to manage the finances and processing of invoices and financial control in the business until such time that I'd won enough projects or I secured a job where I said, cool, I'm going to use some of that money to buy this software, implemented it, and went from there. So I think I implemented it quite early, like, within the first 9 months of opening the business, I bought that software and I haven't changed since. But in saying that, I think day one, if you don't have the resources and the funds, don't go out and buy the $20,000 software. Don't go out and buy a brand new $60,000, $70,000, $80,000 ute. If you don't need it, build up to it. Do you know what I mean? Go buy a Hilux or a Navara or anything that's $30,000 for the time being, and then build up to those things. You don't need to have the big shiny new office from day one. Work from home. Go rent a desk at a friend's office.
Did you hear that?
Do you know what I mean?
He said work from home. You got that? It's recorded?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Other people. When it's your own business, it's okay.
Yeah.
Employees will never work from home. Not allowed.
You're on camera.
Yes. I'll say it. That's
play it on repeat.
10 or 9. So, yeah, but I'm saying as a business owner, you can work from home because you're working. It's yours. Yeah, so rent a desk from someone. I did that for a little while when I first started. My ex-boss, actually, I called him up and I don't know how the conversation actually came up from memory, but I had a chat with him, seeing what he was doing, what he was about. And he's like, oh, look, you guys, if you want, come, he had a huge office in Hawthorne. He goes, mate, grab a desk. We had a really good relationship. We kept it going through, my time that I'd left and been at other companies and whatnot. He goes, mate, you've always have a desk here. Come sit down. I think I paid him whatever it was, $500 a month or something like that, rented it off him and had that desk there, and that was great. And then we did some collaborations together too. So I had some income coming from other streams too. Like I did some consulting for him in the sense of I project managed one of his projects whilst I was doing my own business. So I had a steady income stream that supported myself, and I was able to pay myself a wage whilst building my business too. So I didn't have to then go and have everything on the line, put all those stresses from day one. I had the opportunity to go, you know what, I can swallow my pride for a little bit. I can do what I need to do.
I don't need to make money for 3 months, 5 months.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Which I think is a huge benefit.
Yes, I agree. Too many people come into it and going, cool, we're going to make $3 million this year. I said, oh,
dude, I would love to know what the stat is for how many people come into business and make them and turn over 7 figures in the first year.
I think it'd be very rare.
I think it is so rare, and I think it is such a...
the percentage is like I think it's 1% of businesses ever make 8 figures, ever.
Yeah, well, it's under.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know. Can you...
It's less.
Do you see that?
It is.
What percentage of businesses ever make 8 figures? Small businesses ever make 8 figures in Australia?
1 in every 250.
Is it?
Yeah, so it's like 0.4 or something.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Oh, Iggy's going to...
Double check, yeah.
Iggy's going to find that out.
Fact check us.
Checker. But yeah, so even that statistic in itself is massive. So for you to get to 7 figures, let alone 8 figures, like it's a big deal.
I do feel like there is a stigma of like, how to get your business to, how to make $1 million in the first thing, how to make, make 6-figure months, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, it does 2 things. One, I think it sets, go for gold. All for that. Yep. Look at the fucking sign. Right? But I think it sets the wrong impression, because then you start to think, why haven't I made $1 million?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It must be shit, blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? And it can kind of deflate you in some way.
Yep. I would also...
The stat is 4% of businesses get to $1 million.
Oh, there you go. Well, Iggy's finding it for us now.
1 million, 7 figures.
7 figures.
Yeah. Not 8. 8's is time.
8's the next one, yeah.
Yeah.
Obviously the next one. 8 is after 7.
Last time I checked.
The other thing I would look at as well is understanding that I shouldn't be doing everything. Eventually. At the start, you're wearing every hat.
Yeah.
You're doing it all. You got to do it all. You got to take out the rubbish. You got to unload the dishwasher.
You got
You got to, for those of you that listen to the last episode, a bit of tongue in cheek there. You've got to do absolutely everything: the branding, the marketing, the finance,
Everything.
the processing, the ordering.
you're the bookkeeper,
You're the
receptionist.
Yep.
Pick up the phone.
Again, start small, think big. Eventually go, cool, I need someone. I need someone in this business. I need someone to help me. Okay. What's my first hire? Have it at least a plan or a goal by 6 months, by 12 months. My first hire is this. Hire before you need it as well. So when I say that, I mean like you can afford it, not to the point where you go, fuck, I've got so much work, I need someone to come in and help me. Because at that point, it's chaotic.
Yeah.
Okay. And then you're going to employ someone, they're going to come in and put him in that role. And I was literally having this conversation before.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're going to be a mess. And they're going to be like, this place is fucked. I'm out.
Yeah,
I'm not going to sit here and fix this mess. But if you get them in at the beginning before you're about to get big, they come in, they understand the processes, you teach them, they go, okay, I can control this, I can do this. And then the next job comes in.
Slowly.
That's right. And then the next job comes in. Cool, you're looking after this now. Cool, you're looking after this now. You're looking after this now. And then gradually upskill them, grow, they evolve into that role. You will never, ever, ever, ever grow your business as a solopreneur, as a sole trader. Like you need, when I say ever grow, never grow it significantly enough for you to be like, I'm killing it. You need to have people. You need to have people on some level. Now, in saying that, one of my friends done really, I'm definitely going to get him on the podcast. I'm going to call him. But he's done really well for himself in his business. He employed a whole bunch of people. He literally, last time I saw him about 2 weeks ago. Before that, I'd seen him about a month and a half ago, before that was last year. And he goes to me, I'm in the process of firing everyone in my business. And he's got a big business, like 8-figure plus business. I go, really? He goes, yeah. He goes, I'm going to get rid of everyone. He goes, I found a way to automate certain elements and to change things around. And he goes, I get rid of my warehouse. I get rid of all the employees. I get rid of all those headaches and I can manage it like this. Now he is a lot busier at the moment. So he's doing he's gone back to doing a lot of the do, but he's probably saved $500,000 in payroll wages and plus the rent of the factory that he had and a whole range of things. So he's actually saved quite a bit of money and he's doing everything now. I said, that's great, but unless you want to be doing that role for the rest of your life, you should still employ someone, even from an admin point of view, that's going to process orders, invoices, whatever it's going to be. You may not have the people on the ground, but you should have people in the office from that perspective. And he will, again. But no big organization has ever grown in any capacity without people.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's become easier to grow with less people.
Yes, that is definitely something that's happened. Yeah. And I look at that too now as well a lot. Like I try to look at the efficiency of the people within the team and going, do I need to employ someone? Yes or no? And it's funny, like my PA has been away for 2 weeks. She's been sick. And those 2 weeks, I've really seen what she's done because I'm now doing it. You know, so I know, okay, that's been good from a perspective of, okay, I still need this person in the business because they do a lot of the tasks that I don't want to be doing and take up too much of my time. So when they're back, I'll be like, don't ever leave me again. Go in, do this job, away you go. Yeah, efficiency is important as well. And you don't need as many people as you think. Some people think, I need 10,000 people to do this. No.
I think, yeah, it depends on the type of business too.
Industry helps.
Massive.
Yeah, in industries like bricks and mortar, literally brick and mortar, like me, you need people doing the do.
Yeah. Or like even like restaurants, I think that's one of the highest head counts.
Well, have you seen, I went to I can't remember, some Chinese restaurant and they had those little robots that bring out the food.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Bit of a novelty. It was kind of cool, but I don't think that produced the staff, you know what I mean, that they needed.
Yeah.
I think it was more of the novelty. Oh, machine's bringing me my...
Yeah, it's kind of like it becomes a thing of them let's go there for that. But yeah, I think depending on the industry as well, they tend to do a higher head count.
Yeah, for sure. But, you know, AI is in our place now, like where it's helping with that, where you don't have to do as much. You'd notice it in your industry a fair bit, you know?
Yeah, a lot of what we do is...
Did you ever get copywriters in for running out, for doing ad stuff? So, I mean, has a lot of that been replaced by AI now?
Probably more so on the Because like, here's the thing, AI is not that, right now, AI is not that good where it can fully write something for you.
That's right. And people
But it
think,
can do-
the perception is that AI is like,
it can do 70%.
which is
80%.
massive.
Yeah,
which is massive.
So
Massive.
it's like now it becomes a thing around, okay, cool, like this is the process, like we want to create ad copy. Say this, say that, say that, say that. Like, you know what I mean? And there's a process around prompting and then it gets refined. You know what I mean? So it's like, do this, it'll give us the base and then let's build off that. You know what I mean? Or sometimes like you'll write it and then you'll do that and then you'll take snippets of it. Definitely helps. That doesn't do the full job. But there's certain aspects of the role that like when we onboard a client now, when I first started, we used to have to send them an email and sign them up to this and ask them to do that. And now it's like, cool, that person sent them the proposal, they signed, don't do anything. Everything happens like clockwork.
Yeah.
Boom, that feeds into this feeds into that. This knows what they signed up for, hits something on the CRM automations go off. And
How good is that?
Yeah, and it's like,
How good is that?
we have to build it. But like,
That's right.
but now that's like, that could take me, getting someone onboarded could take me 2 hours. Now it happens automatically. I don't do anything.
That's right. Massive.
Yeah.
Massive. And we used to register people for events, you'd have to write their name down,
Yeah,
It's just like put it in an Excel spreadsheet. Like today I registered someone for an event.
There's
Literally
actually
just put
not
it-
a lot of data on companies that turn over 1 million the first year.
Oh, no, sorry, not in the first year, in total.
Just
I
in
was
total?
referring to. No, it's not. 4% is not
Yeah.
first
It's just
year.
ever.
4% ever. So ask the question of how many businesses do like hit $1 million plus in Australia?
Oh yeah, so that is, where is it? I actually got it. That's 34.6%. That's around from
That's no way.
200,000 to 2 million.
2 million.
No. The question is, so you're trying to tell me one in every 3 businesses that starts hits $1 million? That's no, you're reading the wrong thing. I'm 100%. 100%.
Yeah, $1 million in turnover is a lot.
Well, 90% of the business are lower than 2 million.
90%.
Yeah. So 1 million is probably a fraction.
Yeah, we'll find it.
Yeah, there's a few different ones, but it's definitely not. It's a single figure.
Yeah, because it's too wide. It's like 200,000 to 2 million.
So
It's
in
34.
Australia, it's 8%.
Of businesses.
Yeah. So
Will
here,
make
so
$1
if
million.
you want to beat 91% of businesses and scale to $1 million, this is how you do it. Yeah, most businesses don't
Yeah, I can understand that too.
hit.
Like say a cafe, it's going to be, you have to sell a lot of coffees, make $1 million a year.
A lot of coffees. A lot of good coffees.
Yeah.
So they're
So-
not being returned.
Yeah. Anything else? I'd say be mindful of your purchases day one. You don't need to go out and invest in heaps of things, equipment, tools.
So what would you do? What would you do differently?
From,
Because you still haven't answered that question. So you'd qualify people faster?
Yep.
Is that the first thing you do?
I think so, because it was very time consuming for me to process that, to do the tenders and whatnot. So that's one of the first things. The other thing I would do differently, I would seek a mentor sooner. Okay. I actually grew and didn't know what the fuck to do. And I've came into the growing pains of making more money, turning over more revenue, making less money. I got into that situation and I was like, no, something's got to change. And that's when I sought out a mentor for the first time and then also started educating. I know something else I would do. I'd read a lot more. I was arrogant when I was working for someone. I was like, I don't need to I finished uni. I was like, fuck that. I don't need to self-educate anymore. I'm just going to become the best builder. Not realizing that me self-educating made me a better builder. So I would have read a lot more on specific books about business, personal growth, all that sort of stuff. For those of you that have partners when you're starting a business, or young families when you're starting a business, that was one of the most difficult things that I went through, was having a young family, or having literally just being married, and also, a year and a half later, 2 years later, having a kid and running a new business. That was very difficult for me. And not knowing how to, I don't like the word balance, but how to prioritize that. I would definitely do that a lot different.
What would you do differently?
I would make sure that my wife had buy-in the sense of, this is what I'm doing, this is how I need to do it. What I'd communicate with her is like, what do you need help on? What can I do to help? What things need to be done? We had the mindset of, no, I need to work, I need to get sleep, I need to do, get up early to provide. And she was going to be stay-at-home mum, that sort of a role. And it definitely worked and it was great. However, it was too black and white for us at the time. It was like, no, you do this, I do that. There was never a blend. Well, not there was never a blend. There wasn't enough of a blend. There should have been times where, cool, I'm not going to work tomorrow. I'm just going to stay home, give you a break and work out and do whatever. And then it could be the other way around. Hey, I've got to work Saturday. Stuff like that will come up too. Can you go to your mum's and chill out there for the day? She can help you with the kid, whatever. So the really open and transparent conversation about like how we're going to operate and how work's going to happen, the family environment, that sort of stuff. I think I would have done a bit earlier too. That was definitely challenging looking back. Because if I was to have another kid today, completely different. Obviously, I'm in a much different space, much more experienced and able to set things up and processes are in place so to enable me to do that sort of stuff. But starting a new business and having a young family at the same time, a very difficult thing to manage because, I was at that time as well, I wasn't working close to home. When I say not, I was a 15-minute drive in the morning. My office was in Camberwell. And at night when I left, it was 45 to an hour and 15, depending on traffic, depending on weather. Right. So I often wouldn't get home till 6:30, 7 o'clock. And it's like, fuck, you spend half an hour with the missus and the kid before they go to bed. And then you're wrecked and you just, rinse and repeat. So that would be something I would definitely change up to. Having more of a blend, not a balance, but a blend of the two. Also, in the same token, I know this might contradict a little bit, it's also your opportunity to work like an animal as well. Because your kids ask your kid, or I'll ask you, what do you remember from anything before 5 years old?
Me?
Yeah.
If you like that clip and you want to watch another one, click just over here. And if you want to watch the full episode, click just over here. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and thanks for watching.